In 1521, Hernán Cortés banned a plant on pain of death. Spanish soldiers burned entire fields of it across Mexico's central valleys. Anyone caught growing it risked having their hands cut off. They weren't just destroying a crop, they were trying to erase the nutritional backbone of an entire civilization. The Aztecs called it hutli. They fed it to their armies, shaped it into offerings for their gods, and gave it to children as their first solid food. It was second in importance only to maize, and it delivered a complete amino acid profile, something almost no other plant food can claim. Cortés understood that, so he tried to starve it out of existence. He almost succeeded. Entire fields were burned across Mexico. The plant survived only in remote mountain villages, hidden in plots small enough to escape notice. Today, you can buy it in a health food store for $5 a bag. We call it amaranth. And modern lab analysis confirms what the Aztecs knew 500 years ago. It carries a complete amino acid profile that most other plant sources cannot match. It's one of 5 plants we're looking at today. 5 plants that fed empires, fueled warriors, and got buried by a food system with no financial interest in crops you can grow, save, and share for free. Stay until the end, because one of them was described by the U.S. National Academy of Sciences as one of the most nutritionally exceptional crops on the planet. Then it was quietly forgotten for 50 years. 5. Amaranth, the grain that built an empire. Cortés understood that to conquer the people, he had to conquer their food source. But amaranth possesses a survival mechanism that 16th century soldiers could not comprehend. It uses a rare metabolic pathway called C4 photosynthesis, the same system used by corn and sugarcane. When summer heat pushes past 38 degrees and typical vegetables close their pores and wilt, amaranth accelerates. It pulls carbon directly from scorching air and converts it into biomass. It thrives in drought. A single plant can produce up to 100,000 seeds. This is confirmed by peer-reviewed research in plant physiology, not folk knowledge. The protein numbers are honest, but require context. Dried amaranth grain contains 13 to 14 grams of protein per 100 grams, lower than beef by raw weight. But what makes amaranth exceptional is the architecture of that protein. Most grains are deficient in lysine, a critical amino acid. Amaranth is not. The FAO describes its amino acid profile as superior in quality to traditional cereals. It is one of the very few plant foods that delivers a complete protein with all essential amino acids in meaningful proportions. Sow directly after last frost in full sun, well-drained fertile soil, thin seedlings to 30 centimeters apart. Harvest seed heads when they dry, and seeds release easily. Young leaves can be harvested earlier and cooked like spinach. It needs almost no water once established. You probably don't even need to plant it. You just need to stop pulling it out. 4. Moringa, the tree that fed warriors. Ancient Mauryan soldiers in India were fed moringa leaf extract before battle. Their commanders believed it gave them the stamina to fight longer and recover faster from wounds. That tradition is documented in historical Ayurvedic texts and referenced in pharmacological research, and the nutritional logic behind it has since been confirmed by modern science. Dried moringa leaves contain around 27 grams of protein per 100 grams on a dry weight basis. That's a meaningful figure, though worth noting that the comparison to beef requires context. Dried moringa powder versus raw beef is not an identical comparison. What sets moringa apart is not just the number, but what comes with it. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations calls moringa one of the most nutrient-dense plants ever studied. It contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein, though methionine levels are relatively low compared to animal sources. That combination, in a plant that grows on marginal soil with minimal water, is genuinely rare. Jars of moringa oil have been found sealed inside Egyptian tombs. The Romans and Greeks valued it across the Mediterranean. This is not a trend. It is one of the oldest nutritional tools on Earth. Growing it is straightforward. Full sun, sandy well-draining soil, water deeply but infrequently. Moringa hates wet feet. Harvest begins around 8 months from seed, and the more you cut, the harder it pushes back. One detail almost nobody mentions: crushed moringa seeds dropped into murky water cause suspended particles to clump and sink. Ancient communities used this as a filtration method, long before modern water treatment existed. One plant, food, protein, and clean water. 3. Hemp seeds. Warrior fuel with a perfect fat profile. Ancient Chinese texts list hemp as one of the 5 sacred grains. Scythian warriors carried hemp seeds on campaigns across the Eurasian steppe. Viking burial sites across Scandinavia have been found with hemp seeds stored alongside weapons and tools. These were not sentimental people. They chose hemp because it worked. In the field, on the march, through the worst conditions imaginable. Shelled hemp seeds, also called hemp hearts, contain around 31 grams of protein per 100 grams. Whole, unshelled seeds contain somewhat less, around 25 grams. Researchers at the University of Manitoba described the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids in shelled hemp seeds as nearly perfect for human health. That combination, dense protein and an ideal fat profile, is almost impossible to find in a single food source. Growing hemp for seed is simple in most temperate climates. Full sun, deep well-draining soil, sow directly after the last frost. It grows fast, often 2 meters in a single season. Harvest when the seed heads are fully ripe and dry, then thresh to separate. One bonus, hemp's deep taproot breaks up compacted soil. The crop that follows benefits directly from the ground hemp leaves behind. The next plant was singled out by the U.S. National Academy of Sciences as one of the most nutritionally exceptional crops on the planet. That was in 1975. Western agriculture has spent the last 50 years ignoring it. 2. Winged beans, the supermarket on a stalk. In Papua New Guinea and the Philippines, communities have cultivated the winged bean for generations, not as a specialty crop, but as a daily staple. Every part of it goes into the pot. The pods, the leaves, the flowers, the roots. Nothing is wasted. That's why it earned its nickname, a supermarket on a stalk. The seeds contain between 30 and 37% protein by dry weight, according to a 2025 review published in the Journal of Food Composition and Analysis. That puts them on par with soybeans and well above most cuts of meat. The U.S. National Academy of Sciences convened an international panel in 1974 specifically to assess this plant. Their conclusion: the winged bean's merits were so exceptional, it warranted immediate global attention. The report was published in 1975. The plant was introduced to more than 70 countries. Then the momentum faded. 50 years later, most people in Europe and North America have never seen one. Full sun, plant after the last frost, provide a trellis or fence to climb. The vines grow aggressively. Harvest young pods at 60 to 90 days. Leave some to fully mature for seed saving. The tuberous roots taste like a nutty sweet potato. Boil or roast them. That's your bonus harvest, a second crop waiting underground while the vines do their work above. 1. Tepary beans, the desert survivor. 5,000 years ago, the indigenous O'odham peoples of the Sonoran Desert, in what is now Arizona and Mexico, were cultivating a bean that thrived where almost nothing else could survive, the tepary bean. It produces a full harvest using less water than nearly any other legume on Earth. According to the University of Arizona's own research communications, tepary beans consist of up to 30% protein, making them among the highest protein legumes studied. Published peer-reviewed research confirms a range of roughly 17 to 30% depending on variety, with most sitting between 23 and 25%. It carries a lower glycemic index than most other beans, meaning its sugars release slowly. Its high fiber content has made it a subject of active research in diabetes prevention, particularly among Native American communities in the Southwest, where it was a traditional dietary staple for thousands of years. And yet, outside of indigenous and heritage seed communities, almost no one grows them. A note on why tepary beans earn the top spot over winged beans, which carry a comparable protein percentage. It comes down to resilience. Tepary beans produce that protein in severe drought, poor soil, and extreme heat. No trellis, no humidity, no careful management required. They were built to survive. In a world where water scarcity is accelerating, that matters more than a number on a label. Full sun, poor well-draining soil. Sow directly, 3 centimeters deep, 10 centimeters apart. Do not overwater. Ready in 60 to 80 days. Harvest when pods are dry and papery on the vine. Save seeds from your best performing plants every season. Tepary beans adapt to local conditions remarkably fast. Each generation becomes stronger, shaped by your soil, your climate, your garden. 5 plants that punch well above their weight in protein. From a grain the Spanish tried to burn out of existence, to a desert bean that has fed people for 5,000 years without irrigation. Amaranth, moringa, hemp seeds, winged beans, tepary beans, all of them known for centuries, all of them sidelined by a system with no interest in crops you can grow, save, and share for free. Somewhere in the Sonoran Desert, tepary beans are still growing, in cracked dry earth. No water, no fertilizer, no one paying attention. They've been doing it for 5,000 years. They don't need our help, but we might need theirs.